Honorable Men Discord. Rapper Ice Cube has a gripe with other rappers. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. But more importantly, if you have something you'd like to share pertaining to this episode, I'll see you in the comment section. So let's get straight to it.
Spend all your money for the fucking tickets. Pay for parking. You done got your hair did. You done got an outfit and shit. And you gotta come to the show and sing all the fucking words, man. Come on, man. Damn. I hate performers. Half the show they like this.
Oh, I hate that. Oh my God.
Some bullshit, man. I
Pay
can't
all
even
that money.
you rap, motherfucker. I'm doing half the song. You know what I mean?
All right, so that was Ice Cube. I'll be honest with you, Ice Cube has a future in comedy. His delivery, I thought he was hilarious. I'm not sure if he was trying to be hilarious, but I thought it was hilarious the way he spoke about it. His delivery was on point. He could potentially be a comedian if he wanted to be. I know his career has been much like Samuel L. Jackson, where he's always serious. If there's one thing we know about Ice Cube's career, his presentation is that of somebody who doesn't play games. And that's fine if that's really who he is. But it's okay to show another side of you. It's okay for him to show another side of himself. Let me say it like that. But let's, staying on point. His issue with people, well, rappers, I should say, not people. His issue with rappers pointing the microphone at the crowd, I'm going to just call it like how I see it, how it appears to me. And if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. But to me, he's coming across as a hater. And I'm going to tell you why. All right? And you might be saying, who does Ice Cube have to hate on? He's very successful. He has a lot of money, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. Listen, regardless if you have money or you don't have money, there's always room to hate on other individuals. That's just a fact. There's no amount of money that would stop a person from hating on another person. Why? Because people, regardless if they like to admit it or not, they like the spotlight to be on them. And when they see other people doing their thing, sometimes it rubs them the wrong way. Even though they're successful. Ice Cube's successful. Why does he need to even speak on what rappers are doing? Why should he even care at this stage in his career? That's what I would ask of anyone who thinks Ice Cube is not a hater. Why would someone at his age, his success level, he's running a 3-on-3 tournament. He's been in several movies. His son is now in movies. He has the ability to go on tour and do some of his old records. And also, if you forgot, just last year's World Series, he performed before one of the games for the LA Dodgers. Not this year, but last year's World Series, he did that. And I'm saying all that to say this. Why would you even speak on what other people are doing? This is what kills me within our community. And I always have to bring it back to our community because I want us to take accountability for the things that we do. Only in our community would stuff like this take place from someone that's successful and established like Ice Cube. All right? And I'm not even concerned whether or not it happens in other communities. Let's just concentrate on our community. But here's the thing. Ice Cube, to me, is wrong. All right? This is my personal opinion on this. Ice Cube is wrong. Does he have the right to speak on how he feels? Absolutely. But he's wrong because last time I checked, MC stood for microphone controller or something of that nature. Mic controller. Or move the crowd. Move the crowd. Right? Regardless of how you want to define MC, part of moving the crowd is to get participation, which is why back in the days there used to be chants like say oh yeah, and you would point the microphone to the crowd. Now MCs, old heads out there, jump in the comments and tell me if I'm wrong, but I know I'm not wrong because I grew up on hip-hop, and that was part of being an MC, is to move the crowd, control the atmosphere. It's an energy in the room. It's an energy at a concert. You wanna bring the most energy out of a performance, and the way you do that is not just by getting on stage and going through your whole catalog or your greatest hits. The way you accomplish that is by getting the crowd involved. And make no mistake about it, the crowd wants to get involved. They want to connect with the artist that they love. Regardless if you turn the mic over to the crowd in the first place, the crowd will be singing your song. Whether you're an R&B artist or if you're a rap artist, they're going to be rapping along regardless of the fact. So it's not like you're asking the crowd to do something that they're not already doing. Let's make that clear also. All right? If you've ever been to a concert, you know this to be true. The crowd is already singing along to your songs. All right? So his issue with artists doing that, to me, is it just comes across as like he just sounds like he's just looking for something to complain about. It's just not a good look for him to say that. And that's my opinion. I know there's going to be his fans that say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. That's cool. But again, why say anything on his level? He is on a Mount Rushmore for artists that have that broke down boundaries and did exceptional things. So I'm acknowledging him for his legend. I'm acknowledging him for his icon status. Ice Cube, regardless if you like his music or not, he's an icon in hip hop. He's an icon. Why would you need to say something about how people are performing? Why does that matter to you at this stage? Is it too hard to cheer people on, to cheer the new generation on? Is it too hard? Now, I can understand if he spoke on the negativity in music, like the oversaturated negativity in music. I could respect that as an older statesman, because now, in my opinion, there's not as much diversity as there was back in the days. Now it's like it's either you're a drill rapper, or what else is there besides that? It seems like everyone is a drill rapper. All right, and correct me if I'm wrong. I just feel like he comes across as though he's salty. I'll be honest with you. And for what reason would he be salty? I have no idea. But what's your opinion on this? You know, you're entitled to disagree with me. That's what this channel is about. But Ice Cube sounds a little salty. And I don't know whether or not he's taking shots at any particular artist, which would make it worse if that's the case. If this is inspired by him not liking a particular artist, that makes it worse. Because as far as I'm concerned, he's not actively making new music. And even if he is, it's not touching the ears of the masses like it once did. It's touching his core fan base, which really happens most of the time when you reach a certain age, because let's be honest, the rap game is the young man's game right now. You could deny it all you want, but any rapper that's past his 20s will tell you you're not getting the same looks that you used to get when you yourself were in your 20s. It's just how life is. It's a new generation that's listening for the music, listening out for the music. So for him to speak on what the new generation is doing is just, he could find better things to do with his time. And that's just my opinion. I stand on it. I don't mind if anyone disagrees with me. I stand on that wholeheartedly. He's coming across salty. He's coming across as a hater. And for what reason? You're Ice Cube, all right? You have a legacy stretching as far back as NWA. You've made great movies like Friday. All right? Some of his recent movies, I think one of his recent movies, people were clowning on social media, but that's neither here nor there. You know, every artist has a point in time where they may drop off as far as the quality of their work. It happens. You know, you win some, you lose some. That's life. So I'm not here to talk about the recent movie that he did that I think people are clowning him for. But Ice Cube, you know better. You don't need to speak on stuff like that. Now, if somebody asked him the question, that would have been different if he was being interviewed. But he was on stage saying that. And let me, another thing I need to point out also before I close this is, again, concerts are about the atmosphere. It's about the feeling. It's about a mood. People get dressed up. And he mentioned people get dressed up. They don't get dressed up. They don't get dressed up to go to an event and have the artist tell them to sing along. Let's be clear. These artists, they don't make the fans do anything. The fans willingly do sing along. The fans don't sing the entire song, so he's exaggerating. That's another thing we have to point out to Ice Cube. You're exaggerating. People don't go to a concert ever and do the entire song by themselves. You know, now the only exception to that is when artists show up and they're not feeling well. Maybe they have a sore throat. I've seen stuff like that happen in those cases, but no rap artist goes out there and points the mic to the crowd and has the crowd do the entire song by themselves, unless it's a smash hit, unless it's one of those hits that just went diamond. Like, for example, off the top of my mind, 50 Cent and Game, Hate It or Love It. I heard that recently went diamond, if I'm not mistaken. A song like that is globally known. So if 50 Cent was to perform it, or if Game was to perform it, and they did that, they pointed the microphone to the crowd, it's understandable because it's a grand slam. And the reason why this whole Ice Cube thing comes across as he's hating is because Ice Cube knows what record does he have that he can do that to the crowd with. What Ice Cube record does he have that globally he could take the microphone, he could tour around and do tours, do concerts, and he could turn his microphone to the crowd and they could rap most of the lyrics? Cube, you know you don't have a record like that. Today Was a Good Day. I love that record. Many years ago when I was younger, I actually had that single on cassette. All right, so I'm taking it way back. And even then, that's not a record where I would say that I could rap verbatim. So that's my thoughts on this. What's yours? As always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next episode. Stay honorable.